And I don't have that sensation yet. So I just keep seeing if I can motivate the walk a little bit more to the point where he starts to push. Turning sometimes helps a little bit when you turn the walk. It engages the inside hind a little bit more, makes the horse push with the outside hind. And I'm just going to keep asking here the idea that he needs to push more in the walk. And if I'm going to get a horse to piaffe and passage, this is a very important piece, is the feeling of walk onto the contact, that the horse really take you in the reins. And he's still wanting to back off a little bit too much. And it's not about chasing forward, you know, like not really wanting to chase him. There we go. There's a bit more pull. And I know I had to go to like a little jog steps, but now I have the feeling in the reins that he takes me forward. And then I want to try to come to the walk and see if I can maintain that feeling in the walk. Whoa. Whoa. I give him the time. Call that the long, slow pull to the walk. You know, because I don't want to back the horse off the contact. Good, we're getting there. Now he starts to pull my arms forward. And then I'm very happy when I have that feeling, because then I know the horse is using his back, staying engaged over the top line. Good horse. You know, like this horse has a naturally very, very big walk, right? But so I don't have to focus on the steps so much as I need to focus more on the feeling in the reins, that I keep him really through his top line. Good. Now we're getting a much better pull in the reins. That he's taking me forward. Yeah, that's it. Now I'm going to bring it through to the hold. So I can do that a little bit in front of the mirror. Good boy. He's really good at squaring himself up. Making sure that he stay out to the bit on the contact. Good boy. And when I said go, he immediately went, but then I've lost my connection again. So I have to ask him again, like, come on, a little bit more. Okay. The idea of trotting on is not wrong, because it gets me that feeling again that he is pushing. And then I just bring it through to like little joggy steps. Because when you have horses with big gaits, I would spend more time working on making them smaller and more adjustable, and making sure, of course, when I let him trot big, he can push. But then when you make him a bit smaller, sometimes that loading of the hind legs to ask him to carry and push a bit more. Good boy. But now I feel it in the reins again that he's taking me. Good, and then I let him walk again. I think there's a big part of my working in the beginning is just focusing on that, concentrating on that. It's kind of boring work, but there we go. It does, for me, really help improve my contact. And honestly, I'd rather spend like 20 minutes of my working in the walk before going to trot and getting, like, I think I can be so much more efficient, especially when it's this hot. Yeah. Good, and I just like that his thinking forward there. When it's this hot, you know, making the horse more through in the walk before I trot rather than spending 20 minutes trying to get them through in the trot. And then, are we going? The next exercise I like to play with in the walk is halting, and then, see, you can see I'm shortening up the frame now. I'm gonna hold. Good. Whoa. He kind of knows this game a little bit, so he's getting ready. Good. Whoa. 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 Okay. You can relax anytime. Good. He knows what I'm going to do. Good. I'm going to quickly send him on a little bit like that. And I love training that little exercise there where you make them jump forward in the hind legs. And, you know, that they take that compressed body. You know, and you see now I'm collecting the walk a little bit more. It's a big walk to collect. I'm gonna bring him here, good. And jump him forward again, good horse. And you know, this is a nice way to put the horse together, making sure that they're a little sharp on the aids. Whoa, good boy. And then I'm gonna let him just jog on a bit. Easy jogging, good horse. Good, and I have, from the beginning, the feeling that he will pull me in the reins. I don't always do sitting trot, but sometimes, like some horses like the security of your seat, and it's easier for me to keep him in the channel. Yeah, good boy. And I have a nice pull in the reins. You know, the feeling that I can like sit a little bit behind and the horse keep taking me in the reins. It's really, really important. I'm going to make a change of direction. You know, and this is just a nice, you know, working trot. I'm going to turn here, test that he really stays aligned between my two reins and my two legs. I'm always thinking about this, that I ride the two sides of the horse as opposed to the front and the back of the horse. Like, I think we think so much about the front end and the back end, and I like to think that I channel my horses through my two reins and my two legs. Good boy. Good. Now I'm going to canter on. Let him warm up a little bit more in an easy canter. And I still want that feeling that he takes me forward to the bit. Good. And I don't push the canter too much. What canter the horse offers me, I'm going to work more on straightness, yeah, and balance around my corners, and using my position to keep my horse in balance around the corners, straightening them on the long sides that you really feel where is straight. Now I'm going to turn and try to keep that alignment. Hope we're pooping. Canter. Good. And then can I take this canter into an easy change? And I'd say that's not the easiest thing to do, but this horse is really good at it. Good boy. And again, to the right. He got a little bit behind me after the change, like he dropped his pole and he came off the bit for a moment. Straightness, that's my job. I'm not pushing the canter. This is the canter he's offering me. So I'm quite satisfied. Like, if I add a bit, I should be able to get some. But otherwise, I don't need, and he came back so super there, that I don't need to be like pushing the canter all the time. It's, if I ask, I should get, and that's enough. You know, I don't need to be chasing the horse around. Good, good. And I'm going to come over the diagonal. Good, through the turn. Oh, and he anticipated the change a little bit there, but that's okay. And in the corner. Good, and that's quite a nice, for me, like warming up my horse, that I have that, and I have the coming back, and he stays on the contact, and he keeps taking me forward. He stays straight when I ask him to straighten. He comes around my inside leg and stays balanced. Yeah, the corners are still, you know, when you have big moving horses, the corners are the hardest. You know, and, you know, I want him to collect, but I don't want him to collect too much. And this is a horse that, for sure, can really collect, which is very interesting because when you have such a big gait, that he really has the ability to collect his steps. Very, very small, but I want him to stay engaged on it. We take one more change of direction, yes, and pointing him on the diagonal gets him a little excited. Good boy, but he listened. That was very good listening. I'm going to bring the canter back a little bit more, keeping the uphill tendency. Good boy, good boy. Good. Back again. Good. You know, and if I have that, that's all I need. Good boy. I'm going to bring him through to some easy And okay, so there he over collected. So I have to say, nope, sorry, you have to go out again. And you know what, I don't punish him, right? There's no like the horse would not understand at all if you were like mad at them at that moment. You just have to be like, no, Trot, can I do it better? Can I be more clear? And you see I kind of anchored my body back there a little bit, that he understood this was not about more collection. Good. And now I will let him stretch a little bit out. Good boy. Let him follow the rein, follow the bit. You know, and I feel like that's quite a nice warm-up, you know, for a young Grand Prix horse. You know, testing, a little bit shoulder in there. You know, testing the feeling, what do I need to make all the movements from the Grand Prix? Like, what do I need? I need straightness. I need my horse to be aligned. I need good balance and good responsiveness to the aids. And I need it all without stress. And I think that that's the absolute most difficult part about training dressage, is keeping the horse on your side and always preserving the natural gaits of the horse has to be our number one priority. And these modern day horses are so clever at adjusting their gait. And I think as riders we've had to really adapt to that, as opposed to horses that we had to create better gaits out of them. Now we have horses that have these amazing adjustable gaits, and now we have to be really careful. Oh, good boy. That they stay pure when I'm adjusting. All right, let's have a little break. I'm gonna hold here, halting in the shade for a moment. Rocky, what are you doing with your feet? Well, good boy. Okay, relax. Here. How about we just, yeah, but you're allowed to relax, but not like that. Okay, thank you. Hang out in the shade for 1 second. I'm going to pick him up. I'm going to try and be really efficient running through some of the movements on him. But, you know, what I just did there was a lot of the majority of my work, and then I try and be really efficient putting it together, trying not to repeat things too many times. You know, that's always, when I see people doing that, it's for the rider's benefit, not for the horse's benefit. Good. Okay. So, let's see what we have. Nope, there'll be no piaffing there.